What's up, everybody? This is Hoser. We're gonna start off with a quick update. What's going on in the wife's garden after the plane passes by. As you can see, we actually cleaned up. We had a Mother's Day celebration yesterday, and as you can see, got more plants to take care of. Some beautiful flowers that my family brought, my brother, somebody. This was my brother's brother-in-law. And oh, this beautiful orchid that my father-in-law gave her, that was nice too. So I guess we get to start all over. Look how tall that thing is. Anyway, all right, the dogs are finally outside. I think as you've noticed here, the iguana's gone. So bye-bye, Juana, the iguana. Finally moved all my plant stuff to the side over there. That's where all my new seedlings are gonna go. I'm gonna create a little canopy for it, kind of like that, so that everything that's here, I can go ahead and move it over to the other side, and then I can plant some stuff there. So let me show you what's in there. Here we go. Look at that, beautiful. Check that out, look at that. Everything's growing great now. I brought the tomatoes and stuff that was in the garage. I brought them back now that it's warmer. And there you go, look at that. Everything's growing just the way I like it. All my chilies, all my flowers, my tomatoes, which will be transplanted today, cucumbers, squash, which will, I think these are gonna go in the ground now. They're getting huge, look at that. So I'm thinking of putting them on this side, and then the cantaloupe eventually will go on that side and make them run this way. I was also thinking of putting another 2x4 here, and then having it run all the way across, and then maybe get some of that netting, put it in the middle, and try to put some cucumbers in the middle and have those vine up as the cucumbers vine up as the cantaloupe run across, and then the squash can just do whatever they want to do. And then there, and that small one, I'm thinking of moving that strawberry right there, and maybe putting it there. I'm not sure. I'm still sifting pots, and yeah, so we're doing good. We're doing good. I'll show you that stuff over there later. Everything's growing. A whole bunch of tomatoes that just caught on the ground. But let me start transplanting, and then I'll continue. Okay, so as you can see, now I'm starting to transplant all my tomatoes. And out of this little tray, now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tomato plants. And the ones that are growing with 2, all I do is just loosen them up from the bottom. This one's gonna go because usually I can pull it out, but I'll loosen it up from the bottom, and then I'll kind of dismantle it. Here, I'll put it here. And then little by little, as the dirt starts coming off, now I have 2. And then I can plant one, and then I'll plant the other. Okay, let's do this. And since I started growing tomatoes, I didn't know that all these little furry parts were actually roots. So now I can bury it even deeper, so it can start getting more roots and being stronger. And then I push it in tight, like so, and I cover it all the way to the top, since I normally water it from the bottom anyway. And then these little leaves here, I just take them off. Oops. Take that off. Almost knocked over the camera. Take this one off, and that's it. I got that one. And I grab another old, like this one. I taped it. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to use the little markers that I made out of milk containers. Put a plant, grab the other one, throw the sucker in there, cover it up with dirt. This is the dirt that I mixed up with worm castings, so it's kind of like it. I think I also put fertilizer a little bit, I don't remember, but usually what I'm doing is using the worm castings, a little bit of azomite. And in this one I didn't do it, but because I hadn't crunched the eggshells, but I'll put eggshells. I think I'll add some right now. So anyways, there you go. I got another plant. So if any of these don't make it, I still have plenty more that I don't have to worry about. Alright, so I'm gonna start doing the rest. So I think I showed you what I did with all those eggshells. And I know people say, oh, it takes like 50 million years for them to incorporate into the dirt. But hey, at least I have them. Might as well put them in there, right? So I have a little bit here and there. And then for the markers that I was just telling you about, here are the markers. What I did is I got some like strong plastic, either milk jugs, not the milk gallons, they're kind of flimsy. I've already tried those, but I compared them to the actual ones that I bought, like these. And these are pretty strong. But like a lactate gallon, or even the soap detergent, you can use that plastic. They're pretty strong and they stick on there, and man, now I don't have to buy any more. I could just use those. And I like these better than the bigger ones that I have. I'll show you the ones I have. So I have these. I do like these, but I like these more for when I put them in the garden. These bigger ones. These are cool. And they're also hard plastic. I did buy the flimsy ones at first when I started. Yeah. But with the sun, these things melt. So I just end up tossing them after. I think I just tossed one right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, here you go. You see how they bend and they get all messed up. So I just throw those. But the hard plastic ones, those work very well. And the milk jug thing, like I said, I saw this on a video somewhere, or TikTok or something. I forget who it was, or else I'd give them credit. And then that's it. I just traced it to copy the original ones that I had. And now I have a whole bunch of them. Alright, I'm gonna keep planting. Alright, so there's the finished product. I got all my tomatoes transplanted, labeled. Later on I'll go ahead and I'll water them. And then they will go on that table right there. And then I'll cover them up with a plastic. I'm gonna make, like I said, a little canopy for it. And then we'll go from there. So now it's time to move on to the next stuff. So I started doing the second tray of tomatoes, and look who already came to visit. I don't know if you can see them. Look at that. A whole bunch of aphids. There you go. They're just chilling. Alright, so I finished the second tray. This is just from a 6 partition tray, those little ones. And yeah, I got a whole bunch of these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 MGR tomatoes, which are like a big steak tomato that I love. And I told you the story about this one. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little break now because it's time for breakfast, even though it's 2:30, but sorry, I'm a night owl and I prefer to work first sometimes before eating, because then I decide not to do anything, and then I'll continue later with the rest. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so this is so far what I've got. I got my PVC pipe up. I screwed it on there with some clamps there, and then I screwed on the pipe to that clamp. And I don't have any more PVC pipe, so I still need to put the bars that go across like this and in the back to give it support on the top, so I can put the cover. But that'll be tomorrow. Okay, till tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day now, and these are the transplants from yesterday. They look like they handled it pretty good. They're happy. I watered them also. A couple things I did before I went to bed, or before I stopped working. I didn't go to bed. I noticed that some of these plants here, they're already super huge. These cucumbers, the cantaloupe, the squash, they're all getting pretty big for their container. So on some of them, before I ran out of daylight, I transplanted them. So those big ones there are the squash. I might have planted those a little too close, but we'll see. And then the one in the middle here is a cucumber, because remember, I want to do a trellis right down the middle and grow the cucumbers there. And then I put another cucumber on that side, so that way it'll start climbing up that trellis. And then I also covered up my strawberries to see what's going on with that. And that's pretty much all I've been doing. That's what I did last night before the sun went out. So now I'm gonna go to Home Depot, pick up some wood, some stuff to start building or at least to have it here to build the fencing so that the dogs don't get in there. And I still need to fill up the back over there with more dirt. As you can see, like from here, you see it's kind of filled up, but then as you get to the edge over there, it kind of like slopes. So I need to sift more of those than the back over there, and prepare them and start dumping it there before I plant those cantaloupe. So there's a lot of things that I need to get done. So we'll see. So one thing I forgot to mention is that we have company coming from out of town, and my wife's gonna get out of the hospital and she's gonna want to clean. So I'm not gonna be able to do most of the stuff that I wanted to do for today. So buy the stuff at Home Depot, which I just passed, and at least I'll just have all that there, and maybe I have a little bit of time to at least just do the canopy so I can move all my plants over there. I'm gonna have to do a little, I'm gonna have to play it by ear, see how long it takes for my wife to get home. And yeah, man, so much things to do, and this is time crunching because the plants don't forgive. They just want to grow. So So anyways, I'm at Costco now. Gotta put some gas, and then we'll go ahead and head over to Home Depot, which finally got everything I needed. My PVC, my wood. Problem is, how the hell am I gonna fit it in this car? It's a freaking sedan. I forgot all about it. I know there's an entryway back there, but damn. Alright, let's see what I can do. So I have no idea how I did it, but I did it. I put all the wood in here. It's all in there. Some in there. That was the biggest piece down there. But I made it. And now let's go home. So it just so happens that we both got home at the same time. And there's my wife coming home from the hospital. And this is the vehicle that I should have taken. But ever since I bought it, she took it. And then she gave me the old Lexus that I had to squeeze stuff in. But now she's mad because I'm not home. And I'm not giving her food. Watch. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. She's not happy. She's not a very happy camper. Okay. So I unloaded everything. This is all the stuff that I bought. I ended up buying a lot. See those purple woods? Which is all the smaller slats. Smaller wood. I bought those at a cheaper price. 70% off. Just because they're slightly damaged or whatever. 2x4s, they didn't have any good ones. And then this big long one too. This one here, the tallest one. And then I bought some screws, the PVCs, and it all came down to 136 bucks. But none of this stuff will be built till next week when my family bails. All right, till next week.